So my part of this program is the equivalent of what we would consider an intermission number of the program. Really of no value. In case of the election experience, I will be what we refer to as the nuisance candidate. So I'm looking at doing this, looking at this social media, except to lend my support to Padre Pinky Nakaas, Director for the Social Communications Office, and also to express our gratitude to all of you for showing up this morning. I'd like to offer you these thoughts to help start the day. Recently concluded Man Booker Award for the Best in Fiction Literary Award in the UK for English novels. Something significant happened this year because one of the entries that was considered for longlisted for the awards included a graphic novel for the first time. And this is a literary award for novels. And the graphic novel found its way among the nominees. The title of the graphic novel is Sabrina, written by Nick Renaso. The story is about a woman named Sabrina who, at the beginning of the story, is found missing and weeks later was declared dead. The story revolves around the reactions of the people who are close to sister. Her sister, Sandra, the boyfriend of the sister, and the friend of the boyfriend, as they try to face justice. And then this conversation is also somehow connects to the people who are closest to the reactions of people who have heard of the news, the video or the murder went viral over the social media. And so this is we gather to comment about what happened to try to understand since the event and then we began to bring out experiences that perhaps this is not a real lady, this is what the so-called fake news or otherwise referred to as false flags, meaning there is a city that is not for real, make you look like real in order to represent the interest of a particular group. So maybe a terrorist is taking up for the cause, so forth, and then the people who vote to believe that the cancer was a crisis actor or a person who participates in drama, reporting tragedies, or educational purposes. And so the reactions to the system to focus on the story and how the reactions of the people who follow the news with social media will affect their lives, those who should be in the area where they will create sense of loss, family and friends of Sabrina. So it's a very interesting storyline for a novel. And several things specifically think of the novel for writers with double the society as fake news. Terms which are being popularized by Donald Trump and used mainstream media providing the news and history. Although I also support this morning, I know also something about fake news. We are because the source occupied with substances as fake news, fake issues of social media, something that we have been here to how we should respond to because it's popular as the first time, maybe it's accessible to many and it's a crisis. We're looking at that who is also successful for not only the internet, which is safer and accessible away, but we used to have this thing about the internet and really only substantive opportunities, potentials for businesses, for communications, for connecting life and so on and so forth. And we believe this is a path that we are over the ordinary social media as non-conscious behavior phenomenon and forget about its potentials. The church has also used that religion social communication as a very significant aspect of humanity, but also as a tool for evangelization. Remember earlier that it was associations with foreign place mass media. I don't remember which was but this was 2005. At the time, this was when communications with 5 or 6 very manner, in terms of intercommunications, business, and social network platforms, church looks at mostly animals and almost the moment time and cell it is went to dialogue with the believers and so the text principles like apostles, the dialogue. The church looks at social media platforms and platforms are for we can actually come on something of worldwide worldwide level with every time for its needs. So there are potentials to know how to use professionally the tools of social communications. This is what you are already making yourself. You are digital natives, so you belong to the generation to which you are speaking about these guys. That's something that I grew up with. So my first sister that was already 21 years old. Like we were born with a tablet in our palm. So today, as I say, openness encourages to look at social media as a potential for the growth of our Christian communities in their organization, for connecting lives, for helping us achieve God's good, and for us also to be able to promote the truth, this message of Jesus Christ now for all the world. So to all of you who's got this work, welcome, and thank you once again.
Invited you. Please welcome everyone, Father Jessel, Gerard, J-Boy, and Gonzalez, and
Good morning to all of you. Maayong buta kayong tanan. I'm not from Visayas or Mindanao. I'm a Bicolano. Pero mga Bicolano dito napagpat from the Bicol region. Tama? Mali. Okay, I'm a Bicolano, but I know how to speak Visayan. So I would love to speak Visayan. Can I speak Visayan? At least try hard now because I love the language. So I will speak in English, Filipino, and Cebuano. But because I was assigned in Cagayan de Oro for 8 cumulative years. So at least ang pagkakaiba ng Cebu at sa Cagayan de Oro ay ang Shada. Di ba? Other than that, it's Cebuano. So now I'm assigned in Davao. So I will speak in 3 languages. But I really want you to help me so that I can speak better in Cebuano. Is that okay? Okay lang? And if you cannot understand what I'm saying, just in case, just raise your hands and I can translate it, okay? Hello? Okay, okay. First of all, I'm very happy. This is my first time to speak to the church in Cebu. I've been speaking in Manila, in Davao, in Cagayan de Oro, and also I speak in schools about social media because this is a great concern, especially in schools. For example, why is social media important in school? Because you get to see all the comments of your students about their teachers, about the administrators, whether they like an event or not. You get to see and evaluate right away your event by looking at their Twitter accounts. And at the same time, it has implications on their behavior and therefore discipline. Why is it important also to speak about social media in the church? Because I think we can influence a lot of people, especially when the church is being threatened, and in a way, some people would like to destroy it. Just, I don't have to say, to mention someone, right? Okay, so this is important for all of us in the church. Okay, so let me proceed right away. Is it okay that I don't stay here? I want to go there. Okay lang? Anong dulo sa inyo ba? Kaya, I'm 50 years old but I do mountain climbing. So, dapat lang sa sula ng galing kong asawa, di ba? Ang boring pa akong kinabuhi. Okay. The topic for today that was given to me is this: social media. Is it a friend or a foe? Okay? Is it something that we should welcome, or is it something that we should avoid? Okay? What I'm going to do today is, first, let's talk about social media when it is a foe, when it is like an enemy. And then, in the second part, I will talk about when is it a friend, like how do we as a church respond to threats against truth? Because it is an enemy when it destroys truth. It is a friend when it promulgates truth. Okay? So let's see. So we have certain objectives. It is always important that when we church leaders or when we are in media, okay, kita tanan nasa media, mga igsoon, kay katong mo na nasa media ka ng mga artista naman, ang mga news, di ba? Karon kay sa social media, kita tanan communicators. Kita tanan nasa media, whether or not you are using the internet or some of you are still in analog, because I know that some of you here who are here are in charge of bulletin boards. Okay, whether or not you're in the bulletin board committee or in the social media or internet committee, whether you're in digital or analog, I think it is important for us to know this, that we should know what we want to tell our parishioners. We should know what we want to tell people who will be reading our bulletin boards. Kinahanglan lang ang objective. Kaya ang pinaka-importante sa ating tanan, laro ang objective. Okay? So, I'm going to do that today. What is our objective? The objective is how to know how evil, kasi ganang evil ganun saya, kaya ang yawa. Pagkayon, di kong yawa-yawa din ino. Para pagkayon na kung pagliyaw sa yawa sa atong kinabuhi. How evil works in our lives. Therefore, to recognize not problematic information. This is the real academic term for fake news. It is not actually fake news. It is problematic information. Can you repeat that for me? Say that like you are very intelligent. Problematic information. Kanapa? Ano lang to sa mga tao ba? Kung murag ano din kung tanong problematic information? Huwag yung tuunin mo. Pero kung is problematic information, tuunin na sila din mo, correct? Yeah, sabi ng mga Jesse, kung ditudluan ko, when I was in formation, Father Al Mundas was my teacher in English, said, J-Boy, if you are in love, say it with confidence. See? Okay, so problematic, to recognize problematic information and understand the phenomenon of half-truth and fake news. And second, let's see how the media was manipulated today and who manipulates the media. That is why the spread of fake news has been very, very much influential all over the world. Okay? And finally, to me, this is the most important part. The second part, how do we promote holiness? This is from Pope Francis. Holiness. Holiness is very, very easy. It doesn't mean maglulod ka sa tubak sa gilid hanggang makabot ka sa altar. Holiness means to be like God. Okay? So how do we be like God? So to promote holiness, what do we mean by promoting holiness in social media? To promote a culture of truth and a culture of peace. To promote a culture of truth and a culture of peace. To promote a culture of reconciliation and not division. Especially in a pluralized society. You know, I'm assigned in Davao and in Mindanao, we nami Muslim, o nami Kristiyano. So I am in formation in senior high school in Ateneo Davao. So how do we work together? Nadahilahi ang among beliefs. So it is a formation where we are working together as one. Yes, no? So how to provide a cause of reconciliation is important. Therefore, later on, I will suggest how we can cultivate a true culture. How can we cultivate a culture of reconciliation? How can we cultivate a culture of friendship? Our people are different. And I will be coming from this. I am very experimental, as many of us Jesuits are asked to do. Experimental. Sometimes experimental on the non-transitional ways. And I have committed a lot of mistakes, which I think for me are very good lessons so that I can teach you what's better. Okay? I'll give you an example. Naalala niyo yung mga bishops noon na inaway ng mga journalists kasi binigyan siya ng sasakyan ni GMA. Remember that? And then it was discovered that those cars were used for mission. Right? So nag-away ko sa mga journalists, ginanong, ayan. Ngayon, wala rin mga sasakyan na yun, wala rin mga ibisa doon sa mission. Tapos feedback sa akin, paano ka pa naman? Nang-away ka ng mga tao? Ako pa yung mali. Yes? I learned that lesson. I learned that lesson very well. Maybe there's something that we can do, another approach. Okay? So that we can do our prophetic mission in the church. Because in baptism, we are prophets, right? Yes? You understand we are prophets? When we are prophets, we are witnesses to the truth. We are witness. Dili na Madam Aurin, the future is like this. That is not the prophet. The prophet tells people about the truth. Kahit masakit. Even if they suffer, even if they will be judged, they have to tell the truth, even if it is hurtful. Okay? So, 2 parts actually. 1 and 2 in part 1, and number 3 in part 2. Is that okay? For today? Alright, let's see. Okay, before we proceed, it is always good that I really acknowledge the many people who helped me in my presentation. In my presentation is from research. Okay? So this is not anything na wala lang, feel ko lang, like many of our young ones, basta feel ko lang, that is not necessarily the truth. The truth has to be researched and studied. So there are many sources, which you can see here. One of the best sources is Caroline Jack. Okay, there's an article that she wrote, and it's entitled Lexicon of Lies, Data and Society Research Institute. Okay, so they study social media, and then all of those things, Lauren, Reed, and Dana Boyd. Anyways, I just want to show you that the first part of my talk does not come from me. It comes from many people who has done real research. Okay? And then finally, you have Pope Francis, his message for World Communications Day, and then all other things. But finally, I would like to zero in on the last part. If you see, there is a Jesuit there, Father Ulysses Caballero, and the Jesuit conversations we have about problematic information in my community in Ateneo Davao. Okay. Why do I want to zero in on that? Father Oji, Ulysses Caballero, is one of my closest friends in the Society of Jesus. Okay? One of my closest friends. Halos pareho may mas bata sa ako. Okay. But his thesis in the University of Australia is this: how does a dead person Facebook account affect people's lives? Hello. Anak yung mga nabo. Anak. Yeah. How can the Facebook page or the Facebook account of someone who's dead still affects people's lives? Mauna ang thesis. Oh, say. Ano masasabi nito? Oh, very academic, correct? Because even if you're dead, if you have a Facebook account, it still is affecting people's lives. You're surprised. Okay? Alright. And then finally, I think it's important for us, when we search for the truth, my experience is this. When you talk about what is happening, like for us Jesuits, we talk about it on a table, uusap, ginistoryahan na mo ang mga news na magiganda mo, whether it's fake or not, and you get to see people who are actually experts because many of my communities are in science. So I am in science and in marine biology. So when there is something that comes out, especially about climate change, we talk about it and then we discover what should be the truth. Why? Ang kamatutunan, makita nato kapag kaistoryaw na ito ang mga tao. So ang istorya ng bitaw, makita niyo ang kamatutunan. Hindi lang po chismis. Kung tanaw na ito ang atong chismis kay individual to individual, correct? Pero makita niyo mo, kung sa'yo tinoon, kung kaistoryaw ng mga community, ay dagat ng witness. St. Paul said, we are surrounded by a cloud of witnesses. Therefore, if you look at the cloud of witnesses, meaning our saints, kung tanaw niyo ang ilang mga kinabuhi, makita niyo ang kamatutunan. Okay? Alright. So, use your parish communities to search for the truth. Okay. Alright. Having said that, let's begin. Remember the communication loop? There is a theory. Basic theory if you are in media and communication. The theory is this. We are communicators. Okay ba? Ako communicator. And then what's next? There is a message. And then there is a medium on how the message is carried out until it reaches the receiver. Okay? In mass media, it's like that. In social media, there is an additional process. There is immediate feedback sa communicator. You understand? Okay. Mass media, the newscaster tells you the news, right? Through television, radio. Social media, all of those outlets, but you get the response and answers of people right away with what you have said. Through Twitter. In real time, that's the feedback. So if you are in a parish, you are the priest, you communicate the homily, okay? The medium are your words. At the podium, it reaches the congregation, and look at the Twitter of your congregation, they will tell you whether you prepared or not. Whether boring ang imong homily o dili. Whether nagyaw-yaw ka lang tungod sa second collection or you actually explain the gospel. That is why many government officials now, many leaders, including the church, they are now afraid. Why? Because they get to hear feedback. Dili na ta pwede magtagong-tagong pa. Kay gawas ko na sa Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, mas Twitter o Facebook ang immediate feedback, especially if it's negative. Okay? So part 1, why is it a foe? Because there is a culture of deception and blatant manipulation. Kasi kung tanawan mo, blatant, the word is blatant. Harap-harapan ang pagiging pakakon. Kanang dili na nila magtagok-tagok sa magtagok-tagok kung mamaka. Karon kay lantaran, lantaran yun. Makita mo sa TV, makita mo lantaran ang pamaka. Wala din sila yung ulaw. O habi ko sila Parang it's the way now to be, it's the way now in government. So there is a culture of truth. So that is why it is a code. Let's see. Let's go to, again, everyone, it's called? Okay, very good. Problematic information. Let's first see that it is important, very, very important, that we can distinguish fake news from those that are not. Okay? Let's see. First of all, there is misinformation. Okay, children, what's the first one? Kanya ang difference. Misinformation is not, the inaccuracy is not intentional. Okay? The inaccuracy is not intentional. Walang manipulation. Akala niya, yun talaga totoo. Okay? So let's see. I'll give you an example. B9. I am using a little, some examples that are not anymore, that are dated, because I do not want this to be politicized. Okay? I just want you to, and then guess nyo na, di ba? So, B9. ABS-CBN said that BBB9 felt disrespected at UPLB forum. Nga naman, it says that si BBB9 tingnan niya, tapo. That was the news article. And UPLB wrote a letter telling ABS-CBN that is not the truth. The truth was this. The people were shouting, sample, dili tapo. Di ba ka na masakapanya bitaw ka? Tapos you say, kabal mo saya. Tapos, everybody? Di ba? Yeah. Sample. But what was written was, therefore, BBB9 was disrespected. Okay? Right. Okay. Next. This one is the fake news. This information, hindi misinformation, but this information, the inaccuracy is intentional. Gituyo. Sakto ba? Gituyo ang misinformation. Okay? This is an example. Let me read this. Okay, this is from Lavinia, a Duterte apologies. Ay, di na ako basa. Okay. Yan yung monitor. Let's see. It says, truly revolting, 9-year-old raped and murdered, and we haven't heard condemning this brutal act from human rights, bishops, and prostitutes. Sinong prostitutes? Piling prostitute, mga pagi, prostitute, mga breast. Kumbaga, mga breast. Okay. Kurang ako kaklase. Ibang sa akong teacher. St. Robert Bellarmine is a Jesuit press. Sulat po siya. St. Robert Bellarmine is a Jesuit press. Press. Okay, so, who are derailing the government's war against drugs and crime, among others, etc., etc. But if you look at the image, this one, it appears in another article. It's called mag-reverse imaging. Click mo ang image, and then you will get to see where it comes from. Ayaw lang po sa Facebook. Right-click, and then you get to see where it comes from. It comes from a Portuguese newspaper. Hello. This is the original. This is the disinformation. Okay? So this information. disinformation. For example, publicity and propaganda. They are all information campaigns. Okay? Publicity, tanawa. UPLB, ABS-CBN again. Umali Building, jump up with student supporters of PIDUTS. Sulat from Twitter accounts. We are not student supporters. We came there because we want to ask questions. Tanawang publicity. Correct, di ba? Lahing bitaw na there are people who come to you because they are curious about your platform, they are curious about whatever you represent, but they are not necessarily your supporters. But they twisted it in such a way that we all became supporters. Okay? So therefore, if you talk about publicity propaganda, the target are a large number of people. There is a deliberate attempt to persuade you to believe in what they are advertising, and they mix facts and interpretation that links brands, people, products, or the nation with your feelings, ideas, and attitude. This is where fake news comes from. We are prone to like sensationalism because it has an emotional content. For example, the campaign. Tanawa ang mga past presidents. Mga elitista na sila ng tanan. They're elitists. They come from good schools, etc. They speak well. They speak good English. But did it affect the poor? May naning isa ka kandidato kay they speak our language, ang language sa kabus, ba? Ang language sa pobre, nga magyawa-yawa sa tubangan, kay inanang good name. So there is a connection to emotions. Do you understand? Therefore, many people who voted for someone who would speak that way are people who feel they can identify with him. Okay, so anyway, you already know publicity and propaganda. The propaganda will have a deliberate intent to deceive or manipulate through promote or electoral candidate. Therefore, the propaganda is prone to fake news. The propaganda for a candidate is prone to disinform people. You will get to see that especially as the elections on May becomes nearer and nearer. May propaganda and therefore disinformation on the Dalawan o dito sa Village Dalawan. Okay? Right. Okay, gaslighting. Gaslighting is a little bit difficult to explain, pero inani. Gaslighting. Asa gikan ang gas. Di ba? Luto ka. Tapos, layo ka gani ka sa posporo, mag-aranin mo silaw. Gaslighting is like that. It is a small flame, and then suddenly, ipadapon mo, so mas daghan ang apektado, correct? Okay. Gaslighting is this. If someone does not believe you, you tell him or her stories, even if some of them are not true, so that they will believe you. Okay? Chismis is also like that sometimes, di ba? You connect the dots. Ay, bitaw, kita mo sa iyang tungkunan dito sa mall, bitaw. O, ba't siguro ito iyang kape? Tapos, walang siya kabalo nga at that time, ang iyang kauman, hindi naman yung kape, di ba? Ipadapon mo until ikaw mismo magtuko. Until you are convinced. That's gaslighting. One of that is Harry Roque. And now you get to see where he is right now. Buti nga. Ay, sorry. Bugawas ko na lang. Later on, you will meet them. Meet some of the trolls, okay? So, ito yung enjoy sa misinformation. Again, misinformation, it is not used to what? To directly disinform people, okay? Misinformation is sometimes used as a cultural commentary. What do we mean by a cultural commentary? Satires, my examples, okay? Parodies, and cultural jamming. It is easy to understand the difference with examples. Okay, pelikulang Pinoy. Kapag yung babae biglang subuka, ano? Yeah, that's a satire. Pag ang lalaki magsakit ang ulo, ano nagalit siya? Duwa ka kamot. Ano? Yes, may taning na ang kanyang buhay. Kapag family ang setting, tapos mag-away-away na sila tanan, what happens? What happens in a Filipino movie? Ha? Correct, na ay maghimatay. Yeah. Tapos sa hospital, and then mag-reconcile na sila tanan. At may mahabang dialogue, correct? Yeah, that's a satire. Let's see. Another one. Ito. Where's it? Sorry. Okay. Tanawa, many people in Facebook gets news in quotation mark from the Adobo Chronicles. That's a website. But if you look at the Adobo Chronicles, they actually say, we are your source of up-to-date, unbelievable news. Unbelievable news, meaning they exaggerate, meaning they sensationalize, for us to find humor in a situation. Okay? To find humor in a situation. So let's see another one. You know this? The Mocha Uson. Bayanihan organizes Bayanihan team to return Mayon Volcano to Albay. Oh, gets na, di ba? Na-hurt ako kapag ano? I'm from Albay. Giguha ni Mocha Uson ang Mayon Volcano na mo. Kami pa naman mga Albayano. Mayaman kami, hindi nyo alam. Bitaw, dapat biya kami. Kami taga-Albay. Alam ka ano? Kay Albay this, Albay that. Oy, mga tausin ba? Pati humor ba? Uksa. Alright, next. Okay, cultural jamming. Oh, cultural jamming. This is cultural jamming. Ma'am, Jollibee, from where? McDonald's and Jollibee. O, ito. Cultural jamming yan. From? Sino? Inanam ito. Mga memes, inanam. We use sometimes misinformation issues just to be humorous. Murag joke. It is used as a joke. So we have to distinguish those things from the real disinformation. Okay? Okay na, pwede nyo na i-forward. We like, tara. Pero kapag disinformation, you have to discern. Do not like, do not forward, do not share. So you have to distinguish. What does it mean? Mga igsoon, what does that mean? If you have to distinguish, I will tell you directly. Is it okay? Kay balik ako, diretso na ako maingon nato. Kita na na simbahan, usahay, di na ito gusto pagkunang-una. Sa tinood lang. Hindi na natin gusto magkunang-una. Gamitan lang ang puto. Magtuwa na diretso. Oh. Hello. Tumigil kayo, no? Yes. Okay, kani. Nga na dili man maghuna-huna. Nga na ang pagbasa sa misa, kinanglan inani.
Today, we celebrate the second season of Advent.
Nanay nana. Tapos kung kaistorya yung mga commentator, sa kinukugang father lagi, ay ambon na lang. Dahil man na yung pagsulti, pag-apat sa misa,
Today, we celebrate
nana. Kinsa nag-ingon sa imo ha, na kapag magbasa ka sa first reading, the first reading is taken from the book of Genesis. And God said, let there be light. Kinsa nakadungog sa tingog sa Ginoo makinanglan. Hindi ba gamitin ang tinatawag na bedroom voice? O sino nagsabi? Ano din naman mo mag-question, di? Kasi nag-ingon si Father na ina na magbasa? O mag-research? O, dyan pala po ako nagpunang-una. Okay. Diba? And God said, let there be light. Ano dito? So, wala lang ako, di ba? Tanawa. Wala lang yun. Natawa na tao. Okay, next. Ang hoax. Ang hoax, hindi na tinuod. Dati, simple lang ang hoax. Tanawa. Believe it or not, this is a shark on the freeway in Houston, Texas. Na-shark sa freeway. Ang freeway bitaw ka ng main road ba? Ibaha o na-shark. I-forward ko sa mga tao. Agoy, ginong ko. Na-ipating sa freeway sa Texas. Tapos mga ito dito. Tapos manawa dahil ka. Hello? Na-shark ba sa freeway dito sa Texas? Freeway. Naman yun sa Facebook. So, nagtupod ka. O kanina ang ginikanan sa shark. Ang tawag dyan, Photoshop. Photoshop. Okay. Okay. Alright. Okay, let's look at why we are very much attracted to disinformation, to sensationalism. Why are we attracted? Pope Francis said, the capacity to twist the truth, to twist it, is symptomatic of our condition. When we are faithful to God's plan, communication becomes an effective expression of our responsible search for the truth and our pursuit of goodness. So what does that mean? If you have doubts whether what you are reading is true or not, what would be your response? If you have doubt, anong response mo dapat? Hello? Kung na kayo duda, correct? Saya? Kung na kayo duda, kung kayo dapat na yung buhaton. Yes, i-verify. Yan, verification is the pursuit of truth. I-verify niyo. Research, study, see if it is true or not. Therefore, studying, verifying is your pursuing of the kamatutunan. And therefore, if you find what is true, what happens? Your response should be correct. Meaning, yes, hindi na kita kina, correct. Okay. But your response should be correct and right. Therefore, your response is goodness. Do you understand? Goodness, I say, I have read this, I researched on it, it is not true. That is goodness. You are telling that person what you are sharing is not true. Then you discover, what we have read is actually true from what I read. So maybe we can do this. You pursue the truth, and then your response is goodness. Okay? Alright. Let's look at how media is manipulated. I will do this a little bit faster because it's important. Okay? So who manipulates the media? Internet trolls. In other words, gibayran sila. They are trolls. They are men. They are paid. crush speech, they will offend you, because that is the point. The point is this, it should create an emotional impact on you, na ma-hurt din ka. So that when you get hurt, you will not anymore, you will stop engaging people. Ay, di na ko, pinahurt ako diha. That's the point for them. And if you look across, there are always ambiguous. They are not using their names. They are using some other names. For example, remember, si Marcos ilibing sa libingan ng mga bayani. Tapos, suddenly I said, of course not, because he is not a hero. Sagot sa akin, di ba Father, sabi ni Jesus, magpatawad. Patawarin ang atrocities ng mga Marcos katungkuna. Magpatawad. Sinagot ko, tama. Sa Bible, sabi ni Jesus, magpatawad. Pero hindi niya sinabi, ilibing sa libingan ng mga bayani. Correct? Correct, di ba? Manipulate ang Bible. So sinagot ko, ay, dagdaghan akong trolls. Kau mga pari, mga pandi mo, mga rapist, ibudagan, mga skandalo, etc. Para dili na ko correct, dili na ko mag-engage. Do you understand? Yan ang ginagawa ng trolls. They will discourage us, they will use this kind of logic. Because we are sinners, okay, so kami mga pare, dagat kayo sala sa inyo, na tinagdagod. So ako mismo, mainibig ako, makayo ko, pasaylo. Di ba? Pero it does not follow that because we are sinful, we will not anymore say, we do not have the credibility to tell the truth. Right? Murag mga parents. You can tell your children, ay, okay na mag-give kay, nung high school ako, nag-ship ako, anak. Sige nga, Ben, correct or not? Correct, di ba? Nag-ship ka nung high school. O, alam mo, cheater ka nung high school. But you cannot tell your children, right? Because you are teaching them what should be the correct behavior. Our sinfulness is not an excuse not to teach correctly. Do you understand? Okay. So the pros will use that. Kasi kinamtan ang emotional impact. Next, hate groups. You already know this. Hate groups, kay taghan kay sila. It can be a troll army. It can be a member of a hate group against racism. There is a hate group against Muslims. Meron kami sa atin yung Davao, nagpapanig with me, na hindi na mag-humor o joke that can offend people of different religions. Kita mga Katoliko, dili nato part ng away ta. O i-joke nato ang ibang religion. Di ba? No. It's called scrap. Basta it's a youth movement na ako mga estudyante ng Muslim against casual racism. Diba? So mga ganyan, may mga hate groups. May hate groups sa Katolikong simbahan, correct? Hello, yes or no? Diba? Ayaw nila ng mga Katoliko, yes, na hate groups. Kami mga Jesuits, kami rin. Dagan kayo mga simbahan, ang ayaw sa aming mga Jesuits. Okay? Alam na namin na. In fact, para publicity is still publicity, correct? So, ayaw nila, okay na. So, maraming hate groups is Pope Francis. Mismo sa sulod sa Katoliko. O yan, diba? So they will use this information just to araw-tiraw na ka. Conspiracy theories, ipagundog-dugtog ang different events para ma-prove na money ang kamatuoran. For example, kami Genesis daw ay may kinalaman sa World War II. Kahit ang kinalaman ba? Ito, isa lang ba? Pagdugtong-dugtong. Ito, influencer. This is a big thing now. Influencers. Nga naman, all many millennials want to influence the world in a way that influencers influence the world. What are influencers? Usually, they have a lot of followers. Therefore, if they have a lot of followers, they have an audience. Influencers. Many people are internet sensations, internet celebrities. Compare to Bishop J. Boy, kagwala ko ng Bishop. Compare to Bishop J. Boy na wala ibang follow sa iya o 100 na nag-follow sa iya. Compared to an internet sensation na milyon-milyon who has greater influence than milyon-milyon. That is why you have Mokka Buson. That is why you have SAS. Okay? So look at the implication in terms of the church. Kung ang mga obispo na ito influential and influencer, the God na paano, what happens to the Word of God is if they promulgate it. It is spread out faster. Hey, Silvin, I'll give you an example. Father Joel Tabora has a lot of followers. And in Ateneo Davao, Facebook has been blocked kahit gagamitin sa mga empleyado. So, i-block ang Facebook. Wala nang bulletin board. So, hello sa mga nag-bulletin board. Wala nang bulletin board. Kahit many of the people, officers, students, just follow the Twitter of Father Joel. When Father Joel says, no classes, everybody gets to know. You put that in the bulletin board. Asa ng bulletin board, eh? Yan ang response makukuha nimo. Hello? Diba? So,